starting to look like a used car lot out here, and I freaking love it. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to paint day. I love paint day. It gives me an opportunity to get better at painting. We have 5 pieces. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 6 pieces today that we are spraying. Everything is going graphite black for the Evo 10 for Stevo. So we have the front bumper, rear spots, front lip, rear bumper, and wing. Let me hop in the bathroom real quick. It's super loud out here. So it takes about 30 minutes to get all of the cars out of the shop and have the booth fully inflated. So getting pretty quick at it, pretty stoked with that. But yeah, let's just jump right into it today and get some parts in the booth. The only pieces that are getting sealer are the front epoxy primer, or the front lip, and the rear bumper spots. They are polyurethane, so it's gonna go. We did all the prep work yesterday. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out to see what we did to prep all these parts. So we're gonna get everything in the booth. We're gonna spray adhesion promoter on the rear spots and the front lip. We're gonna epoxy primer both of those parts as well. And then we're gonna get everything else in the booth and go ahead and spray out the graphite gray where needed, and then of course clear everything out. I did get the shop a little bit warmer today. I'm trying to keep it around 80. I think that's gonna help quite a bit. And I also picked up some lights. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and try to set up the lights inside the booth. We have 4 shop lights total. Just got them from Harbor Freight. So that should help out quite a bit with being able to see when we're actually painting, because it gets pretty dark in there when it starts getting a little bit cloudy from the paint dust and overspray and fumes. All right, so we got 2 lights set up on that side, 2 lights set up on this side. I sent Jared in to grab some more extension cords to plug everything in and some adapters. So as soon as he gets here, we can turn all of them on and see how bright it is. I can already tell, even just having 1 light in here is a huge difference. Massive difference. Let's go and get everything set up inside the booth, and then we can start spraying as soon as we get these lights plugged in. All right, guys, everything is set up. I got the bumper sitting how it sits on the car. I was trying to do the same with the rear just to make it a little bit easier to spray, but I couldn't get it. And then the lip is over here, and then we got a few parts hanging over there. So I'm just gonna get this process started. I'm not sure when the extension cords will be here, but we can go ahead and get everything cleaned up with wax and grease remover. That has to evaporate. I usually give it about 30 minutes. Then we have to do the adhesion promoter, let that sit for about 15-20 minutes. And then we do epoxy primer. That'll sit for about 30 minutes, and then we can go ahead and start doing some color. epoxy primer laid down perfectly on the polyurethane parts. You guys know I've always had the issue in the past with the paint or sealer, whatever we're spraying on poly, just running right off. But thankfully our prep work yesterday was good, so we got that all taken care of. I'm gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then we can go ahead and get the other parts back in the booth and spray everything out. I have a good feeling about today, especially with these lights. The lights help out a lot. All of the base laid out really nice. We did not have any sort of lifting issues. I know I've had issues in the past when we were doing the STI with the base coat lifting previously sprayed base coat. That wasn't fully cured yet, so we didn't have any issues there. Base coat laid out perfect. Time to move on to clear. I think it's time to either replace or clean the filters. You guys didn't see because the GoPro died, but it got super foggy in there. Really hard to see. I'm gonna go spray another coat right now. Hopefully it stays a little bit more clear this time, but there's nothing really I can do about it. It's been about 10 minutes and you guys can still see how foggy it is in there.
How do you breathe in there?
Holy shit. You see how foggy it is in the booth?
Yeah.
Those filters are clogged or something.
Yeah.
I'm literally just guessing. I'm like, spray and pray is what I call it.
Freaking Gary is ripping. I ripped hard on the way here.
Nice.
I think we should go get E85 on her.
Are you here for your date?
Yes. I'm gonna be in the car.
I'm gonna do one more coat.
Okay, that's fine.
I was gonna do two, but you know, because I'm spraying and praying, I'd have a little extra on.
And the sun's going down, so get going.
Okay, I gotta wait 5 minutes. Well, if it turns out like dog shit again, you guys know why. I literally cannot see inside that booth. So we need to get that taken care of. We gotta get the handle before we ever paint again. I do have a good feeling about this paint job. I think it's gonna look really nice, but I'm just guessing because I'm like flying blind in there. I can't see what I'm spraying. So I guess we'll see. Bobby and I are gonna go kick it for a couple hours and then come back here, and hopefully the booth is all cleared out, parts are all tack free, and we should be good to go.
Do you have your wallet?
I do not.
Oh, 4 runs.
All right, let's go pop in the booth. From out here, I don't see any runs. Hopefully it looks good. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. It's been like 2 hours, so parts should be a little bit tack free. We got one run right there. I would say it's a little bit better. We got one run on all of the parts combined. Very, very pleased. Paint laid out so much flatter too. No runs on the lip, which I don't want to do like any cut and buffing on the lip, but just because it's so contoured and a lot of weird areas on it. But come look at my parts.
Dang, that looks really good.
A couple pieces of dirt.
Not a problem to get out.
I only got one run.
Are you gonna repaint it?
I'm gonna pull all of the parts out of the booth. We gotta get the booth torn back down, deflated, and then we gotta pull all the cars back in. I'm gonna come back in the morning though, and we can kind of do some assembly. What?
It's really, really not okay in here.
It's not even that bad.
It is. You're just...
Okay. Okay, can you hold this open? Guys, next door, let's see the trucks. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. Just got to the shop, checking out all the parts. We got a total of 2 runs, both on the front bumper. Both should be pretty easy to get out. So let's do a quick walk around. Here's the rear bumper spats, a little bit of dirt, paint laid out pretty flat, a little bit of orange peel correction will be good to go. So those turned out nice. I'm pretty stoked with how those turned out. Here's the front bumper. We have that run there, and then the series of runs there. Still a little bit of ways to go with our painting skills, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how the parts came out. I would say it laid out quite a bit flatter than it did last time. Very, very pleased with the front bumper. Front lip turned out perfect, no issues whatsoever. No runs, no nothing. I'm not even gonna do any sort of cut and buff on this just because there's so many hard edges on it. I don't even wanna risk burning through, and it's flat enough to where I'm not too concerned with it. Rear bumper turned out nice. The only thing I'm disappointed with is the areas that we had to touch up the base coat on, so the color kind of look, say if you look at this area straight on, just looking straight down, it looks good, but certain angles, it looks almost like a different shade or different color or different depth. It's hard to explain, but I think that's just because of the metallics in the graphite gray. Must have laid down differently on just those areas that we had to touch up. That did not happen on the front bumper or the wing, just the rear bumper, which is a little bit weird, but overall, I think it turned out really, really nice. No runs or anything on the rear bumper. So pretty stoked with how everything turned out. Wing is over here. The wing laid down super flat. Check out how flat this laid out. Very pleased. Let's go ahead and start doing some reassembly on the car. Got to get the front bumper together, get the lip on, see how that looks. I might give it another day or so to put the spats on the rear bumper, or I might do it now, not exactly sure, but we do have to get the grill in, got to get the diffuser back on, and then we can slap this car back together and see how it looks. I freaking love how this front lip looks. It's very, very big, but it just adds so much to the front end of this car. Oh yeah, that is sick. That is so freaking sick, boys. I am hyped with how this paint job turned out. especially for not being able to see. All right, let's jump to the rear. We already got the rear bumper on. Let's see how good these spats fit. And I'm gonna get the wing on as well. Kind of get a complete look of the Evo 10 and see how beautiful this car is. I'm not gonna completely put the spats on. This paint is like 12 hours old right now. And I don't want that double-sided tape to potentially peel this paint off. I don't think it would happen, but being that it's literally brand new paint, I should probably give it a few days just to make sure. But we can at least set them up on there and see how good they look. Now I've ran these exact ones in the past, so I know they fit good. They look good. They look sick. Well boys, here she is, all finished up for the most part. Missing a few things here and there, missing some flaps that we have, and we're gonna do different wheels on it. But overall, she looks pretty damn good. I'm gonna go find a nice little spot and take some photos. Overall, I'm very, very happy with how this paint job came out. Let's do a quick little walk around. Here's the front end. Lip looks sick. Hood looks very, very nice, even though we didn't spray that now. Of course, we got to do some polishing still where we sanded. Wing turned out freaking perfect. And the rear bumper turned out really, really nice. Freaking beautiful. If you guys want to pick up this lip that we put on the car or the rear bumper spots, I'll have both linked down in the description box below. Yeah, second time was the charm. I got to figure out that booth. Other than that, we are good to go. Peace out, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow.